What is going on, everybody? We're doing a little RV shopping today and wanted to bring you guys with. Today we're hanging out at La Mesa RV in Florida, shopping for some vans. And a lot of you met my girlfriend Julianne in a previous video. And we've been rolling around in the Gretsch Lusso for the last several months, but we've got a change in plans for this summer. What are we looking for here?
Well, we're looking for something a little more comfortable to go camping in the summertime as we plan to travel around the country. So it would be nice to have something that's a little more comfortable for sleeping, somewhere we could take showers after we've been hiking or at a lake. Excited to check out more of the RVs today and bring you guys along with us.
So today we want to look at a bunch of different Class B vans, talk about the different levels of price points. And I think we've got some RV experts around here. We're going to track down and ask them the hard questions. Let's take a little cruise here, and they've got a very impressive inventory here at Rec Van. We're in Port St. Lucie, Florida. And a lot of you know we're big fans of the Gretsch RV. It's probably the highest quality RV on the market, but I want to check out some of the lower price point stuff just to compare it to the Gretsch. And we've got the Class B van jackpot here. These are all 2024 Sprinter Class B vans. We've got several Gretsches to take a look at. Then we also have a Pleasureway and a Thor Tranquility. And we found Russ, one of the expert salesperson here at La Mesa. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So you guys have a lot of nice vans here. What are we looking at today?
Mainly the Gretsch, but we want to show some other Class B vans that are very similar to the Gretsch, or price point underneath the Gretsch.
Now the new 24s are on the updated Mercedes Sprinter chassis, so I know the prices have gone up. I want to talk prices on the new Gretsches, prices on the other RVs, the discounts here at La Mesa. Do you think you could share all that with us?
Sure.
Now starting out, we've got a Class B over here that's quite a bit less expensive than some of the Gretsches. What are we looking at here?
That is a Thor Tranquility on the extended 3500 Mercedes chassis with an off-road package on it. So you can see the off-road wheels and the all-terrain tires. So that's somebody who's going to go off-grid with it. They have up to 6 hours of lithium power in it, so less than Gretsch. Gretsch pretty much is the highest end thing that we sell as far as lithium power goes. But this does have 4 captain seats up front. So if you have a large family, the rear sofa, you can have 3 kids back there. You can have 4 more up front, so easily travel with 7. This would be for, your larger families.
And Gretsch does have this floor plan as well?
Yes, they have the Strada or the Terreno Lounge, which would have the same 4 seats up front, but much higher quality.
Talking about quality, what are some of the differences going to be in quality, in between these two vans?
Yeah, the attention to detail on the Gretsch side, the expert craftsmanship, the woodwork is real wood, soft closed drawers, all those luxury things that someone would put in their house. On a Thor, they're made to more of an assembler instead of them building it at the plant. They're going to order the stuff in and assemble it once it comes in. So the Italian-made cabinets that you see and everything, that's laminated. That's more of like a particle board or a chip core. It's not the high quality plywood that you would see in a higher end cabinet. And they are being competitive with their lithium power and all the gadgets they give you. It's push button. You can control your lights and everything from an app.
Yeah, let's take a look inside, and then I want to talk prices too. Do you know what the MSRP is on this van and what the sale price is?
So the MSRP is $217 and we're selling it for $163. So that's La Mesa's way of discounting, is we buy in bulk. We are the Sam's Club or the Costco of RVs. We buy 200 units at a time. The manufacturers give us a better deal, and nationwide you should be able to show up at any La Mesa and get these for a lot less and a much greater discount.
Yes, sir, and a really nice unit, but I'm just looking, the quality of the fabrics, it's not quite the same level as Gretsch. Yeah, definitely a difference in feeling of quality, and I would bet that these probably rattle and squeak a little more than the Gretsch.
Yeah, because Gretsch goes through 6 quality controls, so something like this, they're going to pretty much turn and burn. They're going to finish it, send it out to the dealers like ourselves, and they're going to expect us to tweak those little things and have us fix things.
Yeah, and lots of little stuff, just like manual shades, not the same level of quality and craftsmanship that we're going to look at in the Gretsch in a moment. One of the biggest differences that I noticed between the Gretsch and some of the other vans is you've got all the water fill outlets here on the side. I think pretty much everybody but Gretsch is drilling holes in the side of the Sprinter, huh?
Exactly. I mean, look at the sewer hose. I mean, who wants to see that?
Julianne, you've seen the Gretches. We took a quick look at the Thor Tranquility. What is your overall thoughts on it?
I think it has a beautiful dark coloring, and it's awesome that it's lifted up a little higher and has bigger tires.
Yeah, really good look. It looks like a 4x4 rig. But what else is different about the Gretches that are going to cause more price than this Thor here?
Definitely the Kelderman air suspension, because if your kids, which kids don't normally mind you getting bounced around in the back, but you put your elderly mother back there and she's back there bouncing around, she's going to complain about it. So on the Gretsch, you have a Kelderman air suspension that it's more like riding in a limo. Whoever has to ride in the back, you're not going to get bumped around. It's much smoother for them and they're more comfortable.
Talking about the suspension, the Gretsch Lusso is almost like a limousine. It's a way upgraded suspension, extremely smooth. Is that the same suspension that's in the Gretsch RVs, or?
Yes, the Lusso has the same rear Kelderman air suspension on it. So that, once again, that nice smooth ride for those 10 passengers that are in the Lusso.
And do you know how expensive that suspension is compared to just the factory suspension?
It's got to be about 10 grand.
Now behind you here, I'm seeing a Pleasureway. So this is a little different price point, a little more expensive than the Thor. What's going on here?
Well, once again, Pleasureway is an excellent company as far as their quality and their attention to detail, their craftsmanship and everything, the soft closed drawers, the quality plywood. If you're comparing it next to a Gretsch, it has 600 amp hours of power compared to the Gretsch's 1260. So Gretsch has double the power. So
Wow.
If you want to be off-gridding and go much longer on your batteries and your air conditioner and everything, the Gretsch is going to win out of any other B van manufacturer. But manual door, Gretsch's power.
Yep.
So Gretsch, you're just gonna pull on the handle, it's gonna open up for you. There's carpet, they're using carpet.
Yeah.
You get a good shot of that rear seat that's pressed right up against that back, that you're not gonna have that problem.
Yeah, for me having to drive up here, I've got to try this out for size. I could sit here, but it's pressed all the way back. I think I could be comfortable in this, but if you're any taller, it may be a little bit of a problem. But this is a really nice van. Now, talking about manual stuff, I just want to show when you look closely at these window boxes, not the same level. Again, manual slides, where in the Gretsch, we're going to have all the power shades.
And they use roll-off screens, so it's more of like a magnetic screen. So you put it down, and roll-off screens are excellent screens, but with the Gretsch, you just have, just like your patio doors at home, you just slide it over. Now,
on the outside of the Pleasureway, I am seeing the cutouts, again, like we saw on the Thor. You know what the MSRP is on this van and what the sales price is?
MSRP is around $216. We're selling it in the $187 range.
Now, this is a really nice van, but we're looking for the best of the best. Now, if someone asks you for the best Class B van in the market, you saw all of them here. What do you think is the best?
Totally humbled every single day by the quality of a Gretsch. Nothing better on the market that I've ever seen, and I've been selling for years.
Yeah, well, you got some nice Gretches for us to look at here. What is this van over here?
This is a Gretsch Strada Ion Tour. So if you see Ion on the side of a Gretsch, that means it has the lithium package in it. That's 16,000 usable watts. You can go days, running your AC and just, go all night long if you have dogs, cats, anything like that. And just no worries by having that extra power. And the Gree air conditioner is a lot quieter. So a lot of people complain about sleep, and it's just the highest end thing we sell. Yeah, let's take a closer look at this. And this is a 2024, so it's going to have the updated engine, updated transmission. And then I know Gretsch added that new AC that's much quieter than the 23s. But what else is new for the 24? The big thing, like the power door, one touch and it opens for you. So that's nice if you're walking up to it and you have some groceries. You could just have the fob in your hand, and you could be walking up with something and hit the button, and it's going to open up automatically for you. So way easier to unload your groceries and get in there with dogs, kids, babies, anything like that. And then when you're leaving, there's actually another button right here to close that door. But let's cruise inside of this van. This reminds me a lot of the 23 Strada Ion that we were rolling around in. What do you think of this van?
I love how chic it is. I love all the lighting and how sleek it looks on the outside. I especially like how there's 2 mirrors in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
So there's a full, pretty much a half-length mirror, and then a close-up mirror.
Yeah.
Also that you can look at if you need to tweeze your eyebrows when you're on the road.
Okay.
I also like how big the kitchen is and the countertops, and I also really like how the microwave is up here as opposed to some of the other ones. It's down a bit lower.
And then one of the things I love, everything can be controlled by this touch panel. It's so user-friendly. I press one button for the shades to come down. You can see they're all coming down in sync. So this is kind of like deja vu being in the Strada Ion again. You weren't along with us when we started dating when I was rolling in the Strada Ion, but we did make a lot of memories, and then we switched over to the Lusso recently. So overall, what's your comparison between the Lusso and the Strada?
The Lusso is great for cruising around how we've been doing it, but I love that we can actually cook in here. There's a stove top and a microwave with an air fryer, which is awesome. And the Lusso only has a microwave in the bathroom if you want to make popcorn or something really simple, but not so much for cooking.
Yeah, no shower in the Lusso as well. I mean, the Lusso is just an incredible machine. Yesterday, we took the Lusso to Palm Beach Motor Coach Resort. The editor that helps me edit these videos was in the back of the van the entire way. We got an entire video edited while we were on the road. There's so much efficiency in the Lusso. And then we've gone to some concerts, sporting events. It's by far the best way. Now, we do have to hire a driver, so that is kind of part of the deal, but it's just a totally awesome experience in the Lusso. But this might be a little better for us to do some road trips in the summer. Now, when we were doing some van life with the Rogue van in California, that was the 144, the shorter wheelbase. What do you think of the size of this compared to that van that we were using?
I love the length of this style of van and also the height.
Now, was it easier to park that 144 up in Lake Tahoe? Would you rather have the shorter van easier to park or the extra room?
I'd rather have the extra room if we're actually going to be spending time in it and sleeping, taking showers, cooking, etc.
All right, well, this is the top of the line Class B RV, but we need to get you guys the price on this one. All right, Russ, I'm seeing manager special here at La Mesa. We like to see that. I like La Mesa advertises the discounted pricing. The 24 new Sprinter. How much dough does someone need to become the next owner of this van?
$236,763, and Gretsch does price the same throughout the country. So if you have a local dealership, you might as well just stick with them, because there's no sense in traveling out to Phoenix to buy a Gretsch when you live right here in Florida.
And La Mesa does have dealerships with Gretches all over the country, I believe?
Correct, 11 stores, yes.
Do you work at all those stores or just here in Florida?
I'm in internet sales, so I can actually sell somebody a Gretsch out of any store.
Very cool. And then how much is the MSRP on this 24?
$259,000.
Okay, then I'm seeing a four-wheel drive over here. How are we able to, tell if it's a four-wheel drive?
Yeah, on the all-wheel drive models, they are changing to the black wheels. So that should be easy for anybody to spot any Gretsch. If it has those black wheels, you know it's all-wheel drive, and it's that new all-wheel drive chassis.
Now, what else is going to be difference between the all-wheel drive Strada and the two-wheel drive Strada that we just saw?
Yeah, this is more of a rear-wheel drive, so I would recommend this to somebody who's just doing a lot of highway touring, just road type stuff, not really taking it off-road into dirt or gravel, heavy ruts in the ground type thing. This here all-wheel drive, obviously if you're in a heavy rain area where it rains all the time, which it does here in Florida, if you go anywhere where it snows, then that all-wheel drive may be a little bit better for you, even if you, like over in Sarasota, drive it on the sand or anything like that.
Yeah. Do you think we need the all-wheel drive for ski trips, or do you think we can get away with a two-wheel drive?
I think it'd be awesome to have an all-wheel drive.
I think we want to go on some really cool trips and really go off the grid, so I think the all-wheel drive may be the way to go. What's the cost difference going to be between the all-wheel drive and the two-wheel drive?
It's going to be about $10,000 more. So your MSRP is going to be $269 on this one, and we're selling that one for $247,338.
Nice. Yeah, so this is another Strada Ion, and this is the Tour floor plan, I believe?
It is the Tour, since there's 2 seats up front.
And then if there's 4 seats up front, is that the lounge?
That is the lounge, correct.
Yeah, so this is basically identical to the two-wheel drive that we just saw. And
this is my portable office.
Yeah, Russ is using this as an office right now, charging batteries. He's got the big boy drone. Love seeing all of that. Laptop setup back here. I mean, this is how these vans get used. Such a comfortable workspace. So much versatility in these vans. Here's a 144 here. So this is going to be like the one we were in Lake Tahoe. Let's check this out and see how it compares.
I really love the light coloring in here and all the lighting features. It also has the super comfortable seating that you can tell would be very comfortable to sleep on as well.
Now, sitting back here, we do lose a little bit of cargo space back here. And then I'm trying to think of where else we lose the space between.
It's a smaller refrigerator.
Okay, so this is still gonna fold down into a bed, but you do lose that seat up there. The microwave's a little lower, so there's a little give and take. What else is gonna be different than this, Russ, versus the longer?
Well, you lose your 14 inches behind the seat on the Strada, and the Terreno does not have that 14 inches, but it's still a longer coach, a 23-footer. And then you lose your extra shelving in here and a place to store your table.
Okay, so you still do have the bathroom with the shower. I love the lighting that they use here. Huge window in the bathroom. And then it looks like the MSRP on this van is $244. And what kind of a show price do you guys have going on here?
$226,188.
Okay.
So a great discount.
Yeah.
Fully featured chassis. So you're always going to, any type Gretsch, you know, orders a chassis, you're always going to get the daytime running light, LEDs, the bumper sensors, adaptive cruise control. You're not normally going to find deviated chassis on a Gretsch.
Okay, so even though this is a 144, the shorter chassis is going to have all the equipment we see in the Stratas?
Correct. The air suspension is the only thing you will not see on a Turismo. The Terreno and the Strada will have the air suspension, but not this one because it's a shorter wheelbase.
Okay, now we don't see any Terrenos here right now. What is the difference between the Turismo and the Terreno?
Really just losing this spot behind the seat. You know, it's 14 inches shorter, so you're not going to be able to put stuff behind your seat. This seat will be right up against this screen.
It's a lot of storage area, but ahead of this couch right here, it's going to be pretty much the same as the Strada?
Yes.
All right, so this has got the four-wheel drive and it's the shorter 144. After seeing this, what one would you prefer? The Strada, the Turismo? What do you think would be best for us?
I prefer the Strada. I think it has a lot more space for us, and I like the four-wheel drive so that we could take it to the snow and do a lot of awesome ski trips.
Now, I'm the one that's driving the van, so I kind of like the shorter, you know, easier parking it, but I guess I could get away with parking the Strada if I need to. Now, coming around the back of the Turismo here, I'm noticing we lose that cargo space, and then also there's no headrest right here like we saw on the Strada. What's the difference here?
It's a shorter size sofa bed, so it's the same width on the bed, but you know, for those tall people like me, I sometimes use that headrest, or it's something to prop my pillow up on, whereas this one, you know, it's not going to be as long. You're probably going to sleep this way instead of straight on, like in the Strada or the Terreno. When
we got here, you were just flying your drone around, getting some roof shots, and you were telling me about the difference in quality of the roofs of these different vans, the Gretches versus some of the other manufacturers. What's the difference?
Well, if you were to look at the top of a Airstream and you get up there with a ladder, you're going to see, you know, flat stick-on solar panels that could fly off if, you know, the seal ever breaks and the wind, you know, starts getting underneath it. You could pretty much lose that solar panel. You're going to see a lot of goop up there. Compared to the Gretsch, Gretsch is just, their attention to detail is way better. You know, you're going to have aluminum framed solar panels. Everything that gets screwed into the top is going to have a very nicely done, you know, sealant going around it, and you're not going to see goop everywhere. And you know, sometimes it looks like it's 5-6 inches wide, and that just looks terrible.
Yeah, so talking about build quality, what's some of the other differences between these vans?
Well, Gretsch reinforces a lot of the stuff in their low profile spoilers and everything that they put on your coach. So, you know, you grab onto a Gretsch, no matter where, and you're gonna pull on it, and I can feel it. There's a stainless steel bracket about 2 inches wide. You know, they reinforce everything. Those same stainless steel brackets are going underneath your hot water tanks, your gray tanks, all your tank heaters and everything underneath are reinforced. One of the coolest things is a lot of people live on, you know, higher grades and have to go into a driveway that's on an uphill type thing. And you can see these two black pieces right here that are mounted into the Mercedes frame so that you don't ever damage your rear spoiler. Another reason you would spend that extra money on a Gretsch, you know, this is all about value and quality. You know, you're paying top dollar for an RV. You don't want it to do this.
Wow. And this Airstream is not a cheap RV. This is pretty comparable in MSRP to the Gretsch, I believe.
Yes, look at this side. It almost feels like I could pull that right off.
Unbelievable, yeah. And these holes in the side of the wall, I'm just not impressed with that.
And if you're in an HOA, that's the #1 thing of why an HOA would say you can't park that van in your driveway, is because they see all these cutouts. So I went down to the Gretsch factory in Mexicali. This is the type of stuff that I saw that was their attention to detail and their high quality. I mean, look at the stainless steel frame going around that actual freshwater tank. Look at their heating elements with the stainless steel bars that they custom make to go across that Because a lot of these other RVs have, you know, stick-on glue type heating pads, and then you go to somewhere like Arizona and it's so hot it just falls off, and then you lose your heating pads. But you also see when I was pulling on the lower spoilers, all these brackets that they mount to the frame so that everything's sturdy. The detail and how nice everything looks as far as your macerator cord and which is self-retracting, and your heating system and your cable ties that are going every 4 inches. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that as far as someone saying, why would I buy a Gretsch? Your Kelderman air suspension that's making it a smooth ride for you. I mean, everything is just, everything I saw. The heat exchange to make sure that none of the heat from your exhaust is going up to your black water or your black tank or anything like that. There's a good shot of the side, you know, your little stainless steel pieces, the reinforcements. This part was, they actually build like an L bracket so that none of your wires ever get hit by road debris, which is a common thing. You know, a rock comes up there going 70 miles per hour and hits one of your cords, that could wipe out your entire electrical system. So this cracked me up, because when I saw a cable tie going around one of their boots of their underhood alternator that charges your lithium system, I've never seen a company do that. And that builds value. It shows that they care and they don't want you to be stranded ever, and that they totally want you to, you know, have a RV experience that you're more using it than being in a shop. I see in a lot of other manufacturers groups that people say that their bolt loosened because it came off of their alternator bracket. And that's the thing about putting that cable tie around there, so, and that rubber boot, so that it never loosens. But I just see countless, you know, complaints about noise and complaints about, you know, my bolt loosened so that I am not getting electrical charges to my system anymore, which wipes out your entire lithium system.
And then we got another Strata over here. What's going on here?
Well, we have our patented power station set up out here. So what you'll see down here is your heating exhaust. So you guys mentioned going skiing. So this here actually burns diesel fuel. It's a Timberline heating system. So it heats your water, and it actually heats the inside of the coach. So if you go somewhere cold, not only is a Gretsch very well insulated on the floor, the walls, and the ceiling, but that's going to help hold that heat in. And then the Timberline heating system's burning your diesel fuel, which means as long as you're a quarter of a tank or higher, you go in with a full tank, you're going to be able to go for a really, really long time by heating the inside of that coach and not having to worry about running out of propane like on some of the similar, you know, competitors' models.
Yeah, a lot of value to that. Now, what else is going on with this particular van?
This is a demo van. So this is someone that Gretsch let use the van for around 10,000 miles. And then basically we traded it out and gave them a different coach. This one's obviously reduced in price. It is another Strata Ion, so just like the other new ones we have, but it is not all-wheel drive, because you can see the aluminum regular wheels. But this will have, you know, your light-colored woodwork. You'll have, you know, your old Lagoon table set up here. It's the same quality. Everything's the same. It's just, and they're selling it. And the best thing about Gretsch too is they give you a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty, and they back that warranty with anybody who owns it. So 5 people can own this coach in the next 3 years and 36,000 miles, and each one of them would have a warranty.
Yeah, very cool. And I'd like to see how this is held up over 10,000 miles. I love this light color interior. What do you think of this Strata with 10,000 miles on it?
I love how easy it is to clean with all the marine grade flooring. So it's just like a boat. If you spill something on the floor or the counters, it cleans up really fast and easily. I love all the light coloring of this one. The lighting really reflects nicely off the light colored cabinets, and it's super comfortable to be in.
Yeah, and I'd like to just see how everything has kind of held up here. You know, I'm not seeing any crazy wear on all the leather. It's all held up. I mean, the wood all in excellent condition. And then, you know, when we look at these boxes around the windows compared to those other vans, just another level. The swiveling table there. So here's an opportunity for a demo unit deal here with 10,000 miles on it. How much does someone need to become the next owner of this van?
$219,998 would get you into this one.
And what was the MSRP on this?
$259,900.
So $40,000 savings. And this van is available right now here at La Mesa?
Correct. It's at our Port St. Lucie store.
Russ, I really appreciate you showing us around the store today. Now, if someone's a serious and qualified buyer and they want to purchase one of these Class B RVs, who can they get a hold of?
They could basically call La Mesa RV and ask for Russ Clark. I would get them in touch with any model we have nationwide out of any of our 11 stores. The Terrenos are coming in January, so they should have those shipping to us shortly. There is the first version of the Lusso that was ever made that's in Phoenix right now that there's going to sell for $268,000, and $998. So that's a considerable savings from the normal $299, $900. If there's any 24s out there, you want to get those now, because the next models, once again, the new chassis will come out. Those next models should be priced more around $320 for the 25 models. Same with these. Anything we have on the lot right now out of any of our 11 stores, you're going to get your best deal now. Why spend 40 grand more by waiting 3 to 6 months when they're in stock now and you can save that money?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Russ, I really appreciate you showing us around the store today. Huge thanks to you and the team at La Mesa. We also greatly appreciate all of you out there subscribing to the channel and hope you're having a great day. Thanks again.